The sleeper cell in Vienna had been silent for years until the coded message appeared in the morning paper. Clara sat at Café Central, her fingers tracing the edge of her porcelain cup. The headline was a trigger she had hoped never to see. Her quiet life as a restorer was over. She walked through the first district, avoiding the gaze of the tourists. The cobblestones felt uneven under her boots, a reminder of the instability lurking beneath the city's charm. She reached the safe house near Stephansplatz, her heartbeat mimicking the ticking of a countdown clock. Inside, the air smelled of dust and old paper. A man stood by the window, silhouetted against the gray Austrian sky. He didn't turn around when she entered. The package from Zurich was intercepted, he said, his voice a low rasp. The blueprints are now in the wrong hands. Clara felt a chill that had nothing to do with the winter air. Those blueprints detailed the security flaws of the Europol headquarters. If they reached the black market in Belgrade, the continent's safety would vanish overnight. Who took them? She asked, already reaching for a kit. A freelance ghost known only as the Tailor, he replied. He's booked a sleeper train to Budapest tonight. You have 6 hours to retrieve the drive and ensure he never reaches the terminal. It was an execution order disguised as a recovery mission. Clara nodded, her face a mask. She arrived at the Westbahnhof as the sun dipped behind the skyline. The station was a hive of activity, a perfect place for a predator to blend in. She spotted him in carriage 4, a man in a tailored charcoal suit, looking every bit the successful banker. He was polished and lethal. As the train pulled out, the rhythmic clatter of the tracks became the background music for her hunt. Clara moved through the narrow corridors, her hand hovering near the hidden blade in her sleeve. She slipped into the dining car and took a seat 3 tables behind her target. The tailor ordered a dry martini, his movements precise and calm. He was waiting for contact, likely at the border crossing. Clara knew the window for action was closing. Once they hit the open countryside, the darkness would be her ally, but the isolation would be his advantage. She waited until the train entered a long tunnel. In the flickering light, she moved. She slid into the booth opposite him before he could react. The weather in Zurich is lovely this time of year, she whispered. The tailor froze, his eyes narrowing as he recognized the threat. You're late, Clara, he said, showing no fear. But then again, you always were a bit slow to catch the scent. Under the table, she felt the cold metal of a suppressor pressed against her knee. It was a stalemate at 80 kilometers per hour. The tension was a physical weight. The drive, Julian, she demanded, using his real name. Give it to me, and I might let you jump off this train while it's still moving. He laughed, a hollow sound that was drowned out by the roar of the engine. He knew she couldn't fire in a crowded car without consequences. Suddenly, the train lurched. The emergency brakes hissed, sending passengers flying. Clara used the chaos to lunge forward, grabbing his wrist. They tumbled into the aisle, a blur of limbs and suppressed strikes. The drive skittered across the floor toward the kitchen door. The tailor kicked her back and scrambled for the prize. Clara recovered quickly, throwing a heavy serving tray that caught him square in the temple. He slumped against the door, dazed. She grabbed the drive and checked the seal. It was intact. The mission was half complete. The train had stopped in a remote forest near the border. Shouts echoed from the other carriages as staff tried to figure out the delay. Clara knew she couldn't stay. She forced the emergency exit open, the biting wind whipping her hair across her face. It was time to vanish. She vanished into the pines just as the police sirens began to wail in the distance. The snow crunched under her feet, erasing her tracks almost as soon as she made them. She looked back once at the glowing windows of the stalled train. Julian would live, but his career was dead. Back in her small apartment, Clara burnt the newspaper. The drive was already on its way to a dead drop in Salzburg. She sat in the dark, watching the snow fall over the rooftops of Vienna. She was a restorer again, but she knew the shadows would always eventually call her back.